Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Blaine C. Van, and welcome to Strategies for Life. I was just really thinking about it. In these videos, there's so much that I want to say, something that I ponder, and I believe this is just one of the best ways for me to do that. And so, today's topic, I just want to talk about, not long, because you got Thanksgiving, you got things to do, is this ideal and this premise of knowing what you want. And I found out that a lot of people can't articulate what they really want, right? And let alone what the steps it take to get what they want. But the truth of the matter is, you can't get anything if you don't set goals. And I know you have talked about and listened to videos about setting goals and then you start them and you stop, because we're getting very close to January when people start, putting out these different things that I'm going to do it this year, 2023. And 2023 is going to be better. But 2023 is going to be exactly like 2022, except for we're a little older. And we may not be a little wiser. And when we look down the road, what can we do today that can help us tomorrow? Because tomorrow's coming and today is over. So what can we do today on this Thanksgiving? Besides being thankful, being with family. I met a guy the other day, and he's just going to cook for himself. So I know some of us out there, and Thanksgiving is really not the big deal anymore like it used to. And you might have 40 people over your house. But the idea I just wanted to talk to you about is aiming where you want to go. And the way that you aim is with your eyes. And you have to look at the goal or the point so you can move towards that, right? You with me? But if you won't lift up your eyes or pick a point, you find yourself wandering all over the place. Like, for instance, marriage, right? Because I like to talk about marriage because I'm married. I've been married 33 years to my wonderful wife, Joyce Fan. And I know that when it comes down to marriage, when it comes down to relationships, there got to be some intentionality behind it. And you got to aim for a better place in relationship because it doesn't happen automatically. Matter of fact, if you don't aim and you don't maintain relationships, they actually deteriorate and they go by the wayside and they die. And I don't want my relationship with you or my wife or anybody else to die. So one of the best things you can do is find something in a relationship that needs to be fixed up. Something small, something that you can manage, something that you can do, something that you would do if your life depends on it. And act in such a way that that relationship means something to you and you care about it. Could be your children. You could have two children, and I could bet you believe that one child you have a better relationship than the other. And why is that? And what can you do to have a better relationship with that child? Today's a day of family, right? Today's a day of family. You're going to have family coming to your house that you don't get along with. And what can you do so that that relationship won't die and get worse? And what can you do for that relationship to be more loving, more open, to cope with it, and not just put up with it, but to actually respond in such a way that the relationship is better? One of the things I've really realized that when people get married, they have no clue about what marriage is. They have a paper idea what marriage is. They had a fantasy based on movies and books and videos and songs, but really don't understand the responsibilities that come with maintaining a relationship. Not really know the responsibility to take, become a mother to have a good relationship with her children, and a father to have a good relationship with his son and his daughter. A lot of people don't know what to do. But before we move on, you need to know what to do. And let me tell you, Sometimes you just have to sit on the edge of your bed, man, with your face in your hand. And you got to commit some thought processes because it's a complicated thing. It's not easy to really hone down to which you need to know to move on. It takes God, it takes insight, it takes intuition, it takes instinct. But you got to hone down. You got to hone down for your marriage, for your children, for your relationship at work, and find out and really say, what can I do to make this relationship better? And before you move on, before you get, because people are going to get engaged people are going to get engaged this Christmas, right? New Year's. And you go into relationships that's getting serious every day. But before you move on, you should really ask yourself, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to make this relationship better? To make this relationship honest? And are you willing to pay the price to make that relationship something that you can look back at and say, this was the start of something great? And I found that most relationships can't even exist or last without being honest. How honest are you? Are you willing to be even honest with yourself, that you only want to be partially honest with your spouse or partially honest with your fiance or your boyfriend or your girlfriend? Because that's tough, man. This is tough, what I'm talking about. And I believe that in order to have a brighter 2023, you got to know what you want. You got to know, and it comes with pondering, it comes with prayer, it comes with some serious thinking. You may have to write it down. And then once you find out what you want, right? Once you find out what you want, you got to articulate that thing to the other person. You got to tell them, this is what I want and this is what I need out of this relationship. And man, I'm telling you something, man. Those conversations hurt and they're uncomfortable. But it's better to be uncomfortable now than be in a relationship that leads you to hell, that leads you to a place of desperation, of poorness, of poverty. And to articulate what you want, and I do know because you're human and you're American, you really don't want to put out there what you want because you don't want to say that I need anything for anybody, because that is a mouthful that folks are saying now. It's a motto, man. It's a catchphrase. See, I don't need nobody. I don't need nothing. But that's not true. We are made to be touched. We're made to be loved. And we are made to love. And we are made to help. And we don't do certain things like help somebody or get help. We wither and die because we're humans. So what are we going to do? Well, I believe that the first thing is to know what you want. To know what you want out of the relationship. To know what you want out of the job. To know what you want. And to spell it out so that you can be clear about the goals you want to set. And I know it's a fearful thing, right? Because maybe you don't even want to know what you really want. Maybe you don't want to know that I really don't like this person to the degree that makes me want to live my life with them for the rest of my life, right? And those are tough. If you're 30, 40 years old and you got engaged and you give it up. But it's better to know what you want and set your goals and plan your life for where you want to go, right? To plan your life, what you want to do, than drifting and winding up in a relationship or marriage or a job that is chaotic and leads you to death. Slowly, little by little, you find that the life of you is being sucked out and wasted because you didn't have that heart-to-heart talk with yourself and really ponder the steps of your feet. Hi, this is Blaine Van. This is Strategies for Life. I love you, man. Beat you to it. And God bless you. And have a very happy Thanksgiving.